you love to hate. Andrew Anderson spitting truth that just can't wait. Got a podcast like a punch right to your face. College sports villain taking it over the place. I'll bring the facts whether you like it or not. Dropping truth bombs, giving it all I got. They call me a villain. Well, I wear that badge with pride. Nothing but secrets they try to hide. I rock in my veins, rebellious to the core. I won't back down, won't take it anymore. The bad guy of the podcast world, that's me. Unleashing the truth, setting it all free. Unleashing the truth. I'm a bad guy.
Welcome to Villains the Podcast, man. It's going to be a fun show tonight. Got a few guest hosts here. Let's see what we got here. Terry, what's up? James, we're missing him, but he'll be back in action tomorrow for No Mercy Sports. But let's go ahead and introduce our two co-hosts for the day. Chris, what's going on?
What is going on? I don't know if you can hear me or not. I didn't do a mic check yet.
Yeah, I can hear you. I can hear you.
That's good.
That's great. I'm glad you're having a good day, but let's introduce our last co-host.
Terminate the fate, keep you safe in the arms of the snow witch. Your shivering skies, the smiling waters are free. To the mountains you're not seen. The darkness of your soul.
So he's talking about hat night tomorrow night on No Mercy Sports. We're all going to be wearing baseball hats. About time, boys. Dean, thank you for watching. So, Chris, we're a little bit late tonight because we got some tattoos. I got a new one here. Have you ever seen the Page Master, Chris?
I don't think so.
Wow. Well, I got that.
What in the world?
Emily, I'll send y'all a picture later. She got a dream catcher down the outside of her thigh. That thing is like this big. So it took like 5 hours. So we're a little behind today. Yes, it's horror. Correct.
Yep. Finally, somebody who's seen it.
Yes, Page Master is goated. That is for sure. Fucking love the Page Master. All right. So, Chris, I have 3 FAFOs tonight.
Jeez, 3 of them.
3 of them. Let's do one now. It was a productive week on Hex.
La 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 la.
That peacock said, "Get the hell away from the eggs."
Yes. Tackled that bitch. Dude, wait until you see. I've got 2 more. One's about a Chick-fil-A. It's funny, but wait till you see the last one, Chris. It is by far one of the funniest shit I've ever seen. I sent it to you last night. You know what I'm talking about, Emily? Yeah.
Yes, I do.
You're gonna lose your shit. That shit was hilarious, Chris. All right, so we got some comments here. better run Jimmy's commercial right now because of the tattoos. We already ran it once and we're gonna run it again. The more you know, that's definitely the more you go know when the peacock attack. Hey, look, she just came and just chunked that peacock and then started gathering up the eggs, and the peacock's like, abso-fucking-lutely not.
Nope.
Yeah, I have chickens and I know better than that.
Yes.
You know what's interesting about that, though, is that was a male peacock, not the female.
Yeah, and ending. So
yes.
Just like if you mess with a female chicken, a hen, that rooster's gonna come and nail your ass.
Yes, he is.
100% the rooster is. I don't really fuck with chickens. Just go ahead and be honest with y'all there. So let's do, first of all, this is a 1990 Pro Bowl Joe Montana card. Once we hit 500, because we had to restart because Facebook's a bunch of weirdos. Once we hit 500 followers, which we're verified now, a business verification. So they're gonna put us in front of everybody. We'll hit 500 in almost no time. We'll grow really quick. With that being said, as soon as we hit 500, we're giving this card away. Dean says, I want that card. Well, good news, Dean, is I got 2 of them. We pulled 2 of them out of there. So that's why we're giving one away. Yeah, ostriches will kill you and their big ass legs.
There's actually a video, I think it was on Twitter, I saw it the other day, where this woman is in a barn and she's kind of shooing an ostrich away. And she goes in the barn, and it comes in the barn with her, and there's 2 of them in the pen with her, and they keep coming after her.
I mean, ostriches are huge, bro. Have you seen their legs? Like, you watch them grab something, it will crush you.
Yeah, they're massive.
They are massive, bro. I don't really fuck with animals like that, to be honest with you. Cats and dogs where I live. I don't fuck with birds. I don't fuck with chickens. I don't do none of that.
We don't.
I hate birds, bro. Hate them. But this is really cool. Once we hit 1,000, we're gonna give away another card. Of course, Emily's shop, which the link will be on the website, X, TikTok, all those things. So she has a whole list of apparel already. We're putting some video games on there. We're putting some baseball and football cards on there. She's already separated them by teams. So we're gonna be selling a lot of stuff. That's crazy. Ostrich eggs are huge too. Massive ass eggs. So let's start with this one. Everybody said the same thing, and I don't have the one with the dogs. It was get rid of Scooby, Courage the Cowardly Dog, Blue's Clues, or Brian Griffin. Everybody, like, I literally had 1,200 comments on TikTok on that one, and 1,190 of them said Brian, and I agree. What a terrible character Brian is. Blue's Clues is the best, bro. Scooby is the GOAT. And I don't know, but Chris, if you had to get rid of one of these, everybody has always said the same thing because they don't know who one of them is, which is just wild to me. Which one are you getting rid of?
I'm just going to be honest with you. I've loved Garfield my whole life. He was my dude when I was growing up. The cat, the tiger.
Heathcliff.
I have no fucking clue what this bottom one on the left-hand side, this orange thing with the snaggletooth hanging out. I have no clue who he is. Get rid of his ass.
So everybody said the same thing, and we'll get to that in a second. Who do you say, honey?
I'm the same with him.
So is Terry. Daughter raises keep top cat. So how do y'all not know Heathcliff? This can't be like, I can't be the only person in the world that's watched a fucking cartoon with Heathcliff. Heathcliff's cool as shit. Like, everybody's like, I don't know the fake Garfield is what they keep saying. I don't know the fake orange cat on the bottom left. And I was like, I really thought Heathcliff was much more popular than that, but nobody knows who he is.
I had no clue.
For me,
I-
like Garfield
I
ain't going.
remember Heathcliff in the comics, in the newspaper back in the day, but I don't remember it looking like that.
You don't remember him looking at Heathcliff, bro.
Never
Like,
knew.
well, I mean, y'all all said your answer. For me, all right. I'm with Chris on that. Garfield's my dude. I fucking love Garfield, bro. I love Heathcliff too. Tom, we all love Tom and Jerry. Top Cat. Now I love Top Cat, but Top Cat's got to go for me. Like as far as just watching the cartoons, Top Cat was funny. He was like this little gangster in New York, gang, you know, like Italian gangster wannabe type deal, and it was a funny show. But I just enjoyed Heathcliff better, personally. But that's crazy.
fair.
Nobody knew Heathcliff. But yeah, he was in the comics back then.
Yeah, I just don't remember him looking like that. I just remember it being in the comics. That's all I remember.
So when I do another one, I'll keep in mind that, you know, my personal nostalgia, I guess, doesn't rule these things. But I really thought Heathcliff was that popular. Comic strip, cartoon, the whole nine. But all right. Well, I guess that is what it is. I did like Top Cat, though. Top Cat was pretty cool. I'm not going to lie about that. Do you know who Top Cat is, Emily?
Yes,
Okay.
because you told me.
So you don't know who Top Cat is either, but still Heathcliff got to go. Okay, so this is a conspiracy. The gray one, Felix or Jerry. He's talking about Felix the cat, the black cat, black and white cat whose eyes did that. Everybody had them on their wall. I remember
Probably,
Felix yeah. Yeah, Garfield made me love lasagna too, bro. Like I watched him eat those pans of lasagna. I'm like, I gotta eat that shit. That looks so good.
He's my dude because he's just fat and lazy most of the time.
Oh yeah, hated Mondays.
Hated Mondays.
I'm a big Garfield fan. Garfield's if only one. All right, so let's do this again. Only one can stay, y'all. Yeah, he said yes. Yeah, Felix the cat was cool, black and white. I used to watch him too. Only one can stay, Chris.
Garfield.
Garfield.
Mhm.
Emily.
Garfield.
Yeah, only one can stay. It's definitely Garfield. Garfield's the goat of all cats right there. He said, I've heard of Top Cat.
Mhm.
He says Tom stays. I love me some Tom and Jerry. Tom is probably my second favorite on here for sure. Garfield's Garfield, bro. Garfield without question. Yeah, Garfield's the best. I love Garfield. I used to have a comic. My brother, and you know, by means he laid it down one day and forgot about it, and it ended up in my room for 15 years. Had a Beetle Bailey comic book, like an actual thick book like this with comics. Half of it Beetle Bailey, half of it Garfield comics. Man, I must have read that thing 1,000 times, bro. Beetle Bailey was another one of my favorites. Beetle Bailey was the best cartoon strip, in my opinion. Y'all know who Beetle Bailey is, don't you?
Yes.
Chris, you know Beetle Bailey?
Of course I know who Beetle Bailey is.
Okay. Yeah, I read, my brother had that thing, but I read all his. That Beetle Bailey was fucking hilarious, man. He gave Sarge the shit. My first ever comic, I don't like comic books. I just want to tell you that comic books are stupid and I don't like superheroes. But my first comic I ever read was Garfield. When I was a kid, we would get the funnies. The very first place I would go with Garfield, then the second one would be Beetle Bailey. What about you, Chris?
Garfield.
Yeah, you too? Yeah.
Mhm.
Yeah, Calvin and Hobbes was fun as shit. I love Calvin. What about you, Emily? What was your first comic?
So I never really read comics, really, but the first thing I can remember is Beetle Bailey. And then when I got older, that's all I used to wrap presents when I was giving people presents was the comics from the newspaper.
Oh, really?
Mm-hmm.
A lot of people did that. Punisher versus Daredevil. Now, Now, I remember when Punisher versus Daredevil came out because I have a cousin named Greg who loved comics. And that was the big deal right there. Punisher versus Daredevil. I remember the actual comic book. I remember him seeing it. But me and Terry are the same age. So that would make sense that we remember a lot of the stuff the same or exact same age. Yeah, Yogi Bear. I never saw a Yogi Bear comic strip, though, just the cartoon or the Flintstones.
Blondie is another one that I remember.
Oh, yeah, for sure.
Dilbert.
Dagwood and Blondie.
Obviously, Peanuts.
Yeah, Peanuts.
And Family Circus.
Family Circus, Dagwood and Blondie. Yeah, I remember all those.
Yep.
Those were good though. I love Calvin and Hobbes too.
In the Sunday newspaper, had an entire 3 or 4 page section, nothing but comics.
In color.
In color, yes.
In color.
Yes,
we're showing our age right now, but that was the coolest to get the Sunday paper comics.
Yep.
Archie's, yeah, I remember the Archies. So I'm gonna tell you a true story. I was 4 years old. And I was at my granddaddy's house, right? Now I love my granddaddy, Chris. Emily already knows. My granddaddy was my favorite person, right? And I spent every summer with him. Well, I was spending the summer when I was 4, and he handed me he had the Sunday paper and he handed me the comics, right? I was like, nah, I don't want that. He goes, well, what do you want? I said, I want the sports page. He said, you want the sports page? I said, yeah, I want the sports page. Because ever since I was 4, you can ask my mom and dad, like I've been into sports like that. And he's like, you're the only kid I ever met in my whole life that wants the sports page. And I flipped it right over. I'm like, Atlanta's in 4th place. We could be in 3rd place with a couple wins. My granddad's like, this is crazy. I'm reading the paper at 4.
So, Dean in the comments, the Talking Iowa Hawkeye Sports, he can vouch for this.
That was Whoopi from Popeye.
The Sunday Des Moines Register. The sports section had a big peach section. In the sports unit, some of the pages were peach. There's like 4 or 5 pages. And I'd always get the sports section. And then after I was done with the sports, then I would go to the Sunday comics in color. And I'm sure if Dean can remember, he'll vouch for it, that we had the peach colored pages in the sports section. Something that was wild that I remember.
So is he he's talking about Wimpy from Popeye here, right? Did Wimpy have his own comic? I think he did for a minute.
For a minute he did.
Yeah, I thought so. Yeah. Wimpy was funny. For a cheeseburger today, I'll gladly pay you Tuesday. I remember that. Yeah, Dibber always had a crooked tie.
You always knew where the sports were because they had the peach pages.
So I knew where the sports were because on the very front page was always the Braves. I grew up in Greenville, South Carolina. Was Archie obsessed with look, Archie was out when I was there, but it was really, really old, and I never read it. It was about teenagers in the 50s. It was what like malt shops and stuff like that. That's what Archie was. So I never really bothered reading that. I love Dagwood and Blondie.
Dagwood is funny.
Yeah, Dagwood was daily sandwiches. Yes, he was not burgers; he was sandwiches. Dagwood always had a big ass sandwich. Always. You are correct about that. Now that you say it, I remember. He had the little hair coming off the side here, like 4 pieces of hair on each. I love it. I love going back in time. Look, Chris, I opened up some baseball cards from 1988 and some football cards from 1990 yesterday. Though my nostalgia was running high.
So speaking of that 1990 card,
what's up, man?
If memory serves me correctly, that might have been his last year at the 49ers before he went to the Chiefs, right?
Yes.
Yeah. And then I think he only made 1 Pro Bowl with the Chiefs.
Yeah, the Chiefs had a really, really bad team, though. They had already lost all their big hitters. Christian Okoye was gone by that point. It wasn't the same Chiefs team.
No, I think the best he did at the Chiefs was like 10-6.
Yeah. Well, I mean, he didn't have Jerry Rice to throw to, and John Taylor and Roger Craig, who is the most underrated running back of all time, got overshadowed by his teammates. He didn't have Ronnie Lott. You know what I mean?
Nope.
He didn't have these
And
facets out there.
And his backup quarterback was not Steve Young. It was an Iowa guy named Mark Vlasic.
Mark Vlasic and Steve Bono.
Yep.
So let me tell you, I motherfucking hated those 49ers. As a Falcons fan, watching this fucking team beat our fucking ass twice a year, I'm like 5 years old crying. I fucking hate Joe Montana. I fucking hate Jerry Rice. Look, it was
Joe Theismann.
Not Joe Theismann and Phil Simms both did. But Joe Theismann had the nasty
Monday
one.
night game. Yep.
Top Cat has to go out of all those, right? That's what I said. They said Heathcliff. Crazy talk. Yeah. So it was fun though. I absolutely I loved every minute of it because I knew that 49ers team so well because of the Falcons. Same reason I hated Michael Jordan growing up. Michael Jordan's like the all-time greatest, and he's one of my favorites now. But I'll watch this motherfucker put us out of the playoffs year after year after year after year after year. Dominique Wilkins every year. Michael Jordan out there. Oh God, I hated him.
See, people may call me horrible, but I'll never forget that 87 season when Pat Swilling came through on the blitz and hit Montana. And he got up and he had the softball on his left elbow. And that started his decline that ultimately led to him retiring due to injuries.
Correct. So what he's talking about here, so Heathcliff in the cartoon, he would get a trash can lid. And he would put like an apple core and he would put like a fish bone in there. And it just made it look like a delicacy. That's what he's talking about on the guy. He did make garbage look fun.
Yep. He did.
You remember it now?
Yeah.
Yeah. Fucking Heathcliff
I remember
is
that.
very deep in people's memories. I don't know, man. I love me some Heathcliff. But Top Cat was just, it was good. But do you remember Wacky Races?
I don't remember that one.
So it had all the different cartoon characters, and they had these races. It was funny. Had Dastardly and God, what is that dog's name? Muttley. He would the dog would laugh like that, man. That shit.
I remember the dog laughing.
Yeah, that's Dastardly. Tom really wasn't a villain. So we're gonna do cartoon dogs. I'm gonna make one because I did one already. It was Brian Griffin, Blue's Clues, Courage the Cowardly Dog, and Scooby-Doo. And obviously Brian just has to go at that point. Courage the Cowardly Dog was the best, bro. Yeah. Jerry, all right, so I want to address this comment real quick. Jerry is 100% the villain in every single Tom and Jerry cartoon there ever was. Because Tom just be chilling. He ain't even fucking with Jerry. He's just laid up on this little bed. Jerry comes, smacks him over the head with a pan, and all of a sudden everybody's like, he's the bad guy. No, Jerry was a dick is what it was. Jerry was a dick.
Very much. He's always up to something, and then Tom would try to catch him and get himself in trouble.
Correct. The wacky ones. Yes. So, like, that's 100% true. Jerry is 100% for no reason. Like, Tom's just chilling, sleeping.
Chilling.
Hits him with a pie.
I'm scratching him.
Yeah.
I'm getting my claws and scratching him.
That's right. I'm with Terry. I was always hoping Tom would get that little bastard. I did not like Jerry.
Just like Roadrunner and Coyote.
Oh, yeah, for sure. But Wile E. Coyote was 100% the villain, bro. He was trying to blow him up with nuclear bombs. Like, he wasn't even trying to eat him anymore. He was just trying to nuke him. Yeah, the dog wasn't in his lane. Jerry always made Spike go after Tom. He sure did, man. He would just, Tom would be walking and he would run up and smack the dog in the back of the head with a pan. At the last second, hand the pan to Tom to make it look like Tom did it. Yeah, Jerry was a jerk, bro. I did not like Jerry at all. But yeah, these cartoons, man, we got to do a whole cartoon show though, for real. Just stuff like we're doing now, because this is a fun show.
It is.
So just before we get to the next subject, just so we can say we're a sports show still, real quick, who's gonna win it all? College baseball, Chris.
I still think Florida State's a team to be reckoned with.
Florida State. Do you have a opinion on this, Emily?
I have a screaming 4-year-old.
I hear that.
You want to get up here with me?
Yeah.
Come on.
Yeah. So go ahead.
I'll say that. I say Florida State.
It's sitting on you.
So people will make a lot out of they've been beaten by Clemson. They've been beaten by North Carolina State. Clemson's been beat by State. All that kind of mess. But here's the thing. Baseball is a marathon, not a sprint. You can't win them all. Nobody's ever going to win them all. And despite the way Texas has played all year, they've actually got some problems going on right now. They've lost their Sunday pitcher. It's a makeshift rotation now. And their Saturday guy seems like he's hitting a wall right now. So I'm not sure Texas is built to win it. But I think Florida State is, they're deep enough. They got enough pitching that once they get into a regional, they're probably not going to lose in a regional. They host a home super. They're obviously going to be the favorite. And playing at home, I think that gives them the edge. And you get to Omaha, remember what they did last year. I just think they're the team to beat.
He should have just chased him. Long Beach not winning at all. I was probably going to the regional. I don't think they're going to drop out that hard. But even though you just made a case against them, you ain't going to win them all, or something you said, and you're right.
Mm-hmm.
And outside of that, the most consistent team this year, the most consistent team that went out there and was putting ass whoopings on people, no matter how good they were, was Texas. I understand they lost a pitcher, but they are the most consistent team this year. They just really were. You just can't win them all.
That's fair.
And I see no reason for that to stop. I think this is Texas's year. With that being said, the most dangerous team in the tournament right now is fucking Arkansas. And I don't care who you are. That is not a team you want to play right now.
Yeah, they're playing. They can turn it on and they can hit a wall quick.
Correct.
My thing with them is I don't trust Dave Van Horn, because there's been many, many times where he's had by far the best team and not even made it out of a regional in their own stadium.
Well, the thing about it is baseball is hard. The 2 years South Carolina won back-to-back, they were the second year they were the best team. That first year they were not. That was a fact. They got on a hot streak, beat Clemson in back-to-back games, took out Texas, won a natty, right? But then if you take 2008, where South Carolina was by far the best team in all of baseball, nobody was even close. They won like 60 fucking games, beat everybody's ass, shit the bed in the first round of the College World Series. Best team South Carolina ever had was the 2008 team. I'll take that to my grave. Did not win. So you just never know. Baseball is hard.
See, and I say that about 2007 Vanderbilt. Won 54 regular season games.
Yep.
And couldn't get out of a regional in their own house because they were so one pitcher dominant.
Yep. South Carolina it's an enigma sometimes. Sometimes you're the best team and sometimes you don't win at all. You look at the Patriots games where they lost to the Giants. The Giants were not the better team than the Patriots. But sometimes you just lose. Things just happen.
And And if Texas A&M gets in, and I say that is a big if because it ain't looking good for them right now. But if they get in, top to bottom, they have the most talented roster in the country. I don't think there's any question. They just haven't been putting it together this year. If they get in, who's to say they don't pull what Ole Miss pulled 3 years ago and go last team in to win it at all?
Yeah, no, Texas A&M is definitely a scary team.
Yep.
Very inconsistent though. Next subject, we did talk about sports. Chris. That's hard. Every one of these are good as fuck.
Yeah. Just because I'm different, I'm going to say Good Will Hunting.
That was a good movie. I mean, not a comedy, but still a good movie. Nothing wrong with Good Will Hunting. What about you, Emily? You're on mute.
I've never seen Good Will Hunting, and I've never seen Patch Adams. But out of the other four, I'd go with Hook. But it's a hard choice.
Oh yeah, for sure.
And like,
Now-
there's so many other movies that I would have put in here too.
Oh yeah, Robin Williams movies definitely. So I'm looking at this. Good Will Hunting was a feel-good story, and it really showed Robin Williams' range. However, as good as he was in that movie, that's not what I'll ever remember him as. So that's not why I'm not going to choose him. Patch Adams was funny, but it was a heart jerker movie, if you will, and I'm not really into those. Aladdin was fantastic. Loved everything about it. Mrs. Doubtfire, fucking hilarious, man. Hello! Like, if you didn't like Mrs. Doubtfire, you're a weirdo. Jumanji will always be one of my favorites. Robin Williams nailed that role, serious and comedy in the same movie. He put you through every emotion. Brilliant performance by Robin Williams. But for me, I'm going to agree with Emily. Hook, man. I love Peter Pan anyway. And then he came out and they wrote back when Disney was writing and not virtue signaling or whatever they're doing now. And they're starting to write again because Acolyte was a fantastic show. Hate that it got canceled. But what Disney did is they took a classic and they updated it. What if, Peter Pan went home and aged and then we had to bring him back. I mean, and they wrote it brilliantly. So for me, it's Hook. Terry chooses Mrs. Doubtfire. Hey, look, so Popeye was Robin Williams, and that was a terrible fucking movie, Terry. I was very embarrassed for Robin Williams in that movie. Not a good movie.
I will say there is another Robin Williams movie that I would put above. I'm more of the serious role type thing, like Good Will Hunting. But for me, the best one ever, it's not an option on here, is Dead Poets Society.
I mean, it was a good movie for sure. Once again, not my way. I like Robin Williams. I'm a comedy Robin Williams kind of guy.
Right.
Good Morning Vietnam.
Good morning, Vietnam.
I personally liked his, I think it was What Dreams May Come.
Oh, yeah.
Yep.
No, I don't remember 24-Hour Photo. I remember Mork and Mindy.
Or Mork and Mindy. Yep.
No. Fucking Mork and Mindy was funny because it was still on TV when I was a kid. Reruns on Nick at Night. And, man, that shit was fucking hilarious. I mean, he was just out there fucking with people. He was from, where was he? Was he from Mars in that one or just a distant planet?
I think he was from a distant planet.
Is that what it was?
Yeah.
I haven't seen it. So let's do FAFO number 2.
This is why we're concerned, ma'am. I think we need to call the police. Oh, God. Please tell her to stop. Oh, my God. Tell her to get away from the car. Hey, y'all come back. She's called somebody.
Y'all come back.
Why? Now it's time for context. Why this is FAFO and not just a tragedy of sorts. So she had not received enough, in her humble opinion, of the Chick-fil-A sauce. When they told her they had to give her extra, she would have to pay for it. She got out the car to fight them. Well, when she got out of the car to fight them, her car took off running. And that's when she had to go. So that's why it's fuck around and find out. Play stupid games, win stupid prizes.
Mm-hmm.
Bro, I ain't fighting nobody over anything, especially Chick-fil-A sauce. Bro, like what? You need an extra $1 for it? Well, my wife or kid wants it. So here's the $1 that you require for the business transaction that I am voluntarily doing. Like, what are you talking about? Like, that's crazy. I mean, crazy.
Those kinds of videos where people get out of their car in the drive-thru and something happens to the car later are the best.
They are.
Play
1 hour photo.
Play stupid games, win stupid prizes.
I do not have any sympathy for anybody who gets out like that. It ain't that serious. I mean,
I just want to know, when the car went over the curb and over the bush and down in the hole, and she was running along holding onto the door, did it run over her in the ditch?
So they said she was all right. That's all I know. It didn't elaborate in the video. So said that she was all right. But I mean, like, you got out your car to fight a bunch of probably teenagers, because that's all I've ever seen at Chick-fil-A, to be honest with you, and maybe a manager who's a little older, and that's all I've ever seen. So, and second of all, these are the nicest people you'll ever meet in your whole fucking life. Do anything for you. What can I do for you? Did you get enough napkins? Well, thank you for coming here today. Like, it's a whole experience. And then out of all that, when they tell you that, yeah, it's going to cost you, your thought was, fuck these kids. I'm going to get out and fight them over the Chick-fil-A sauce. What happened to your car is you reap what you sow. That's what happened to your car in this instance.
Woman, get it through your head. They're serving you Jesus chicken.
That's right.
Stop it.
I mean, the fact that she's okay, I will now laugh at that dumb bitch. Like that, who the fuck does shit like that? Like, that is just beyond me. But I'm with you. How many videos have we seen on there where they'll be leaning, like trying to lean into the window talking shit, and their foot will come off the brake and they'll just start going? Fucking greatest videos ever. Because you know what happened? They reached out to cause a problem, and they only had their foot on the brake. This was keeping the car there, because you don't put your car in park when you come to the drive-thru. Nobody does. Their foot came off the brake, especially when they fall out the window. I'm just dying. I'm like, that's what you get, dumbass.
Or when they try to crawl in the window of the fast food joint and get stuck.
Oh, that is the best. Yes, I love that. You talking about that one big lady?
Yes. Tried to climb in the window and got stuck.
Fucking funny. Like, all right, Emily, if you hadn't seen it, I'll find it. He came in there to fight him over something, and her fat ass gets stuck in the window. Like, she can't go backwards, she can't go forward, and that lady's just bop, 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 popping her in the face. It was dying. Like, she couldn't do nothing but sit there and take it. Her arms were caught. Her arms were caught. She was in there like this. Her face just exposed. Her arm, nothing she could do. That lady was just pop, 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 pop. I was dying. I'm like, geez, you got everything you deserve today and more.
You try to come through my window in the drive-thru, and you're in my territory now.
Y'all, for real, imagine making a life choice, and your life choice leads you to fight a fast food worker who probably already don't want to be there anyway, dealing with assholes like you all day long, like, because people generally aren't nice to these people. I always am. Like, I make it a point, but most people look down on these people, which is really weird. These people are serving you food. But anyway, not the point. So she gets, these people probably already dealt with assholes all day, and this fat bitch gets stuck in the window trying to fight them, and she's there, her face is exposed, nothing she can do, and that lady just couldn't help herself, I guess. Took out all her frustration. She was dead. Pop, 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 pop. Nothing that fat bitch could do. Herself take it. I was dying.
So I actually live in a town that probably has one of the more famous fast food chicken restaurant videos of all time. The fight in Bojangles happened in my town.
I remember that. The car was embarrassed, tried to kill itself. They say my pleasure. Oh, otherwise we punched them. That's what Terry's saying, because they didn't say my pleasure. Yeah. You notice nobody tries that shit at Popeyes. You're 100% correct on that.
Yep. Well, no, ours was a Popeyes, not a Bojangles. And
Was
it's
it?
one of the more famous fast food fights you'll ever see. I mean,
Yeah, look.
Person came in there raising hell, and the worker just said, "Nope, I'm not having this," and took him out.
You ever see the one where that he's an older guy, probably in his 60s, like early 60s, and he's at McDonald's and he's just berating the little girl behind the counter. Like, he's calling her every name in the book. You bitch, you whore, blah, blah, blah. I don't even remember what it was over. And like, he's really laying it on. Well, 10 seconds after she starts crying, like, it's a big, and I know you've probably seen this one, Chris. About 10 seconds after she starts crying or whatever, this fucking McDonald's employee walks out. He's about 6'10", 430 pounds, grabs this old man by the face and slings him to the ground. I was like, oh, look, this is why you shouldn't run your mouth when you don't know what the fuck's going on. He come out that motherfucker looking like the Big Show, Chris.
Jeez.
Yes, I do remember that. You remember that, Chris, where they threw that chair at that Waffle House woman? She caught it.
Yes. Started the big brawl at Waffle House.
Yes. Yes. That was hilarious. Oh my God. I love these. We need to find the ones that aren't copyrighted and get more of those on, because those videos are awesome. All right, so I'm looking at our analytics. We're over 1,000 views already, 46 people live. That's really, really good. I love those fast food videos. Just like Chris says, every time somebody car drives off with them, they fall out the door in a drive-through. It just makes me smile a little bit for their stupidity.
I'll trade you.
So let's take our commercial break. We're only going to get one today, but I want to get a couple of our affiliates out there, at least the one who does this kind of work. You're watching Villains the Podcast only on the Villain Media Network.
Nobody can stop me now.
kiosk, bringing you the best coverage for all things college baseball. Only on the Villains Media Network. Now introducing your hosts, Jay Johnson's Cowboy Cody Slovinsky, Vandy Chris Keenhold, and Mr. Cheesy himself, Randy Jowers. Let's start the show, boys!
You look at me, you got nothing left to say. I'm gonna bow at you until I get my way. I won't dance, you won't sing. I just wanna love you, but you wanna wear my ring. Well, there's nothing.
I'm a bad guy, the one you love to hate. Andrew Anderson, spitting truth that just can't wait. Got a podcast, like a punch right to your face. College sports villain, taking it over the place. I'll bring the facts whether you like it or not. Dropping truth bombs, giving it all I got. They call me a villain, well, I wear that badge with pride. Nothing but secrets they try to hide. Hard rock in my veins, rebellious to the core. I won't back down, won't take it anymore. The bad guy of the podcast world, that's me. Unleashing the truth, setting it all free. Unleashing the truth.
Welcome back to Villains the Podcast. All right, we got a comment. Oh, we got our first robot comment. Thank you, Twitch, for our robot comment here. So let's move on to our next one. You can only take two, Chris. And then after we take two, we'll do you have to remove two. But pick the two you would take to the movies with you. You can only take two.
I can only take two.
Yes.
Give me the Twizzlers and the Milk Duds.
I do like both of them, Chris. I
don't even have to think about it. Twizzlers and Milk Duds. They're my favorites.
I love Twizzlers. I like Milk Duds when I'm in the mood, but I could eat Twizzlers at any time. Let's see. I like Twizzlers better than Milk Duds, but I do like Milk Duds when I'm in the mood, I guess is where I'm going with that. Emily, which two are you? You're on mute.
Sorry, 4-year-old again.
Right?
So the two I would pick would be the Junior Mints and the Reese Pieces.
So I do like Junior Mints. Reese's Pieces. I mean, I do like Reese's Pieces. Junior Mints, not so much.
The Nerds are a close, you know, they'd be third. I really would like them, but like you run out of them too fast.
Oh yeah. That's with every candy though. For me, I'm keeping Nerds and Mike and Ike's. Lemon Heads was a close one for me. I love Lemon Heads. I love Juju Fruits. I love Dots. Your baked beans are okay. I think I just like them because it reminds me of my childhood, but I don't think I actually really liked them too much. I sort of ate them though. I was a fat little kid, but not my favorite. So tossing dots and good plenty. All right, Chris, eliminate 2, like the 2 worst ones.
Dots
I like dots.
and Boston baked beans.
Yeah. I think I gave y'all a preview of what I was gonna say on that as well. Yeah, Johnny Appleheads and Cherry Clan. Yeah, I love those too. They were later deemed racist and could no longer be produced. That's a true story, by the way. That's why the Cherry Clan went away.
Matter of fact, you know how I'm going to get rid of the Boston baked beans? And take them in the theater with me and throw them one by one across the room. Randomly, just tossing them.
Oh yeah, we used to do shit like that. That was funny. They're nasty. What are your 2, Emily?
So I'm gonna give you more than 2 because there's a lot of them. So like the baked beans, the good and plenty, the s'morsels, the Mike and Ike's, all that can go in the trash.
Mike and Ike's? That's crazy talk. We have our first crazy talk. Mike and Ike's are fucking delicious.
Well, that's why you're my husband. You can eat all them fuckers.
That's fair. I like that. But for me, Boston baked beans are gone. Like that's just nasty. They're nasty. And outside of that, good and plenty's pretty fucking disgusting too. So I'm gonna go ahead and get rid of that one. Yeah, the s'morsels or whatever. I've never had those. I have no idea what they taste like. I'm not big on chewing gum, so I don't. That can go too. But Boston baked beans and good and plenty were nasty, disgusting.
I've never figured out why did the white good and plenties taste like black licorice.
I don't know.
I've never figured that one out. I'm like, they're white. Why do they taste like black licorice?
I did like black licorice though.
Yes.
All right. So going back here, which one would you eliminate? I just thought like that would be a cool one. Which one would you eliminate, Chris?
Probably Aladdin. It's just not my cup of tea.
Well, you were like 20 something when it came out. I was still kind of a kid, so I could see that. Aladdin was the truth though, bro. I don't know. I guess you were just too old to capture the magic at that point.
Yeah, probably.
Yeah, that's what I'm thinking. Like I do with cartoons of today. What about you, Emily?
I'm gonna say that Goodwill Hunting crap.
Goodwill Hunting, the one that Chris chose as his favorite.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And that's the beauty of doing this. We all have our own things that we like, right?
Correct.
Yes.
And for me, it's either Goodwill Hunting or Patch Adams. I don't know. Goodwill Hunting can go.
I mean, you're more into the comic side of Robin Williams, and I get that.
Correct. He was still funny in Patch Adams. I just don't like the tearjerker. Like, hold on a second. Nah, that's
crazy talk.
Man, Whoppers are good as fuck, man.
I actually got a box of Whoppers sitting at work right now. Been snacking on them all week.
I like Whoppers, especially what are the robin eggs that come out at Easter time? Like they're oh my god, that's crazy talk, Terry. How Whopper? You like Whoppers, Emily?
No, I don't.
That's crazy talk. That shit's good. Chocolate and malt. Are you kidding me?
Yeah, I get.
I don't like malt.
Let it sit in your mouth and get the chocolate off, and then suck on the
get the chocolate
malted
off
part.
Spit it out.
Nah, that's crazy. So Whoppers is a supreme candy. All you can go that far. And he says Aladdin can go and Whoppers. Like, Terry, you getting a bunch of crazy talk today. You're my age. Like, Aladdin was great, man. What are you talking about? Man, you had Gilbert Gottfried. Man, come on, man. Aladdin was Gilbert Gottfried was that dude back in the. You remember Saturday Night USA Up All Night?
Yeah. With
Gilbert Gottfried and Rhonda Shear. Yep. Yeah, I used to watch. There's the cheesiest B movies you'll ever see. I watched every one of them.
Okay. So a lot of people didn't have cable back in the day. It was kind of a new thing.
Right.
Well, on cable, you had VH1 and MTV. But those who didn't have cable got treated to Friday night videos. So if you're my age, what are you picking? Friday night videos, MTV, or VH1? I say Friday night videos because it was free and more people had access to it.
I've never heard of it a day in my life.
Really?
No.
Yeah, back in the 80s, that was the big thing is Friday night videos, and they'd have their weekly top 10. And
Well, we did have cable.
okay.
My whole life, ever since I could remember, at 4 years old, I had cable in my bedroom. We had ESPN, we had MTV, VH1, everything you
Yep.
just said we had. So probably why I didn't watch it.
You were probably more MTV, VH1.
Nah, bro. Like I'll be real honest with you. I like music. I don't love music. Like I never did I watch MTV at all, unless it just like my sister had it on downstairs. I caught some videos that way. You're on mute, but I know you loved MTV. My sister would have it on all day long, so I would catch it like that. But when it was me and my choice, not putting no fucking music on the TV, bro. Not when the Smurfs are out there and Garfield and Scooby Doo and shit. I had HBO too, man. I watched every fucking movie. I was 5 years old watching Police Academy. No business watching that.
So the first concert I ever recall either seeing on TV or going to in person was Fleetwood Mac with Stevie Nicks as the lead singer, where she changed her clothes on stage.
I believe
Imagine, I'm a 12-year-old boy looking at Stevie Nicks and going, ooh, my God, she's almost naked right there. You know, I'm like, I was smitten in the moment.
So, first of all, Terry, I'm not bougie. Second of all, Fleetwood Mac, I am not. Fleetwood Mac was not as big as they were during my childhood years as yours.
Yeah.
My first concert was Hootie and the Blowfish. Did I tell y'all about that? How we did it at Clemson?
I love you, Mom.
I remember you telling a story. I actually had a boss
I
okay.
love you.
This is going to connect a couple dots for you. You know, in our baseball group, I have my friend Bubba, right?
Yes.
Well, I met Bubba where I worked, and my boss where I worked with Bubba was a guy named Sumo, and he got his name appropriately. He was a big dude that went to college in South Carolina and was a bouncer in the bar that Hootie and the Blowfish were found in.
Yes.
He was seeing them for free every week before they got big.
Yes.
This is one of those moments where Chris connects everything to everything.
Uh-huh.
Yes.
Okay. First one I've really witnessed.
Yes, it is. So yeah.
It's fun having those life experiences, though.
It is. And so the first concert I ever go to is instantly connected with sports. Said Clemson University, Little John Coliseum, I think it was, and he's sitting out there and he's like, I'm sorry, I got laryngitis, but we'll still rock it out tonight. And he goes, how many of you here are Clemson fans? And for those of y'all don't know, Hootie and the Blowfish went to the University of North Carolina. That's where they met, formed the band and all that. And of course, the place, like, because we're on Clemson campus, right? So lots of Clemson students there and all that, because it was college music back in that time. Hootie it was big college music. Yep. And he goes, fuck you, and then just starts playing Only Want to Be With You. I was like, oh shit. So it was fun. It was a fun concert. I saw Pearl Jam in concert. That was a really cool concert. I ain't gonna lie. That was the second day that the Bilo Center was open. Now it's the Bon Secours Wellness Arena.
So imagine those guys, right? They're all double degree holders, like MBA dudes, and have got their MBAs and shit, and forming one of the most famous grunge rock bands ever.
Yep.
They hold MBAs. These guys are freaking serious businessmen and formed a grunge rock band.
And won.
Yes.
And they won. Like they're gonna do anything they want in life. And they're like, we're talented people. Let's try our hand at music. And then they took off.
Yep.
It was a good business decision.
Yeah.
So
because even after their music careers, then they got started in business.
Andrew was bougie because he had cable growing up. I didn't have cable. Hey, look, man. That was nice. My parents, they sprung for some stuff when I was growing up. We had cable. We had an in-ground pool. Nice little white picket fence around it. We had a 2-story house. It wasn't a big house. It was only 4 bedrooms, and my dad built one, so it was only 3 bedrooms, 2 upstairs, 1 downstairs. But like they made the most out of everything, and I got to tell you, I love my parents for it. Everything that we had a drink machine out back, and you know, a little postage stamp. Didn't have a lot of land, but I mean, we took pride in it. You know, I always appreciate that about my parents, giving us the little things like that. Well, my wife and I try to do it with our kids now. Make sure they have internet. Make sure they have the streaming service. You know, the same equivalent as it would have been for us when we were younger with cable.
We had cable until somebody zapped the boxes we had.
Right.
I remember when we first got cable, and I could watch all the sports programming in my bedroom and not have to get bitched out by my parents for wanting to watch it on the big TV in the living room, which my TV was the little 13-inch black and white, you know, and then I graduated to a 19-inch color, and you know, just watching ESPN. I watched Jeff Gordon when he was 8 years old racing quarter midgets on dirt against grown-ass men and beating them before he ever became famous in NASCAR.
Oh, yeah. So I had a 27-inch TV in my bedroom growing up, right? Until I was like 9. And keep in mind, that's still pretty young. And when I was 9 years old for Christmas, my parents got me a 32-inch Magnum box, full color surround sound television for my bedroom. And now,
bougie.
Yes, bougie. 32-inch TV, box TV. Now people be like, "Oh, that's tiny," because you know we all have 65. But a 32-inch TV back then was a big deal, and I had it in my bedroom. It was awesome.
Yep.
Like it was really cool. It was cool. I had a VCR that I didn't know as a kid. I had a VCR in my bedroom, right? In my bedroom. Well, I go back and I was looking at what VCRs cost in like 1987, 86, because that's when I got mine. They're like $300 a piece.
Mm-hmm.
And that's like $1,000 in today's money. So that's how much VCRs cost. And my parents just went out and said, yeah, we'll get him one. He wants it. You know, you go back and you think about little things like that. It brings tears to your eyes to know the things your parents did for you back then. And I know a VCR kid today would shit on it like, what's this? But to a 9-year-old kid, a VCR in 1989 is the peak of technology. Like I'm like, you know, that stuff will make you go back and just be like, man, my parents did love me. You know, it's one of those things, man. $1,000 on me, like, you know, I go back and I replay my childhood. I'm like, they would have never done that, but they did it, and they never even mentioned it to me that they went and dropped that. They just got it. Like that means a lot to me.
See, and you came along at a time where cassette tapes were beginning to phase out and CDs were coming in. When I first started buying music, I bought the vinyl records and then got the cassette tapes and then got the CDs.
Well, hold on, Chris. Now, CDs didn't come out until I was a teenager. Like I am a little bit older, so I had tapes my whole, you know. We had 8-track when I was like 4 and 5, and then they got a tape player when my parents bought a new car. So I was there as the transition to tapes really
So
hit.
you got to see the cassette tapes and the move into CD.
Yes.
The move to cassette tapes was, you know, going from 8-track to cassette. You're like, oh, I can reverse this and play the same song again. Oh, how
Record
cool!
over it.
Yep. And then you get the CD, and oh, you can play it on repeat without having to rewind it. Okay, I'm here for that.
Or just skip to the next song when you don't want to hear a 5-minute outro.
Right. Yep. Kids today have no clue what kind of. Hey, I ain't gonna lie to you. I had my big boom box. I'm recording mixtapes, trying to catch it when it starts on the radio, hit the pause button to start the record, and then being able to time the pause button right away to end the song. And that shit was fun.
It was. I done that many times. Now I didn't have the stereotypical boombox. What I had was the kind that sat on the ground, and then the speakers
big
were off
cabinet.
to the side.
Yep.
Yeah, I had that though. Boy, I never got to play it unless my parents weren't there, which they weren't there. They worked, so I got to listen to it. But while my parents were there, and I tried to put that motherfucker on, absolutely not, because my room was
turn that shit down.
Right, my room was on the second floor, and the kitchen was right below. So I'd turn it up, and my dad, I'd hear him walking up the stairs. I was like, "Oh, absolutely not. He ain't got to finish this trip."
Nope.
Oh my goodness, those were cool. What do you say here? Thank you, Emily, for vouching for me for his bouginess.
Yes, I know. He's a pretty boy.
I am a pretty boy. Chris would lay on the floor in front of the fireplace listening to The Shadow on the radio.
So The Shadow was an old radio voice, but I never really got into listening to them. I listened to more like Dr. Demento and his Sunday night radio show, or Wolfman Jack, who was from Des Moines, Iowa.
Look, and there's something else that people of younger than us wouldn't understand. I don't even know if Emily would. So AM radio, you would listen to FM radio for your modern hits. You turned to AM radio to listen to your sports games. All the sports games were on AM radio, right?
Yep.
So you'd have to turn it to it. It's how you listen to the Gamecock game, because there was no college football on TV growing up, bro. No, you got to watch Cyclone maybe once a year if you were lucky. And that's not very lucky, because they weren't very good very often, so they didn't get the spot. So you didn't get to watch them, but so you listened to them on the radio. Well, I remember one night I had it on, right? And then I was flipping TV. It was like midnight or something. I was probably 8 years old, 7, maybe even 6, Chris. And I'm like, well, I'm going to listen to the radio. Nothing's on TV. And it was still on AM. And then when I turned it on, and we're not going to get into politics on here, but literally one of the things I will never forget in my life. So I turned on the radio and I heard, oh yeah, and something else. You want to know how he got that job? Let me tell you who he got that job. Because the Democrats, and I'm like, what the fuck is this? It was Rush Limbaugh. And I listened to this for about 15 minutes, and then I said, absolutely not. I turned it back to FM. That shit was scary. You're a little 5, 6, 7-year-old kid. And he was saying some crazy things, bro. Like, we're all gonna die, because like I was like, oh my God. No, never turned it back to that.
Nope.
That shit was creepy.
So were you, being in South Carolina, were you able to pick up WWLJ out of New Orleans, the big AM 860 radio station?
I don't remember.
I could pick it up crystal clear in Iowa. I'm listening to Louisiana radio stations in Iowa, crystal clear on AM.
So that was weird, because I could pick up radio stations from like Pittsburgh. I remember I could listen to Pittsburgh Pirate games in South Carolina and Pennsylvania. It's a nice little haul there.
Yeah.
And I remember I could hear Pittsburgh games. I want to say I heard Notre Dame games on the radio, but they were the big dogs, so they were probably affiliates. Although that's probably why I got to hear them.
WSM in Nashville was one of the big stations.
So I did get Tennessee radio. Yeah, Tennessee, North Carolina, Georgia. I got all of them. But when it got down, like when you start getting out there, like Kentucky, West Virginia, Arkansas, like I didn't get nothing. So that's why it was so weird. You would get that one out of Pittsburgh.
Yep.
But I remember
there's one big one out of Des Moines, Iowa, that had a DJ named Wolfman Jack. Loved listening to him.
That sounds familiar to me. If I put it, I probably know. So, Chris, these are what you would call, I guess, appetizers, right? Let's just say appetizers. I know pizza and chili's on here, but the rest of them are appetizers. So, appetizers. Keep 3 of them, Chris.
Keeping the sliders. I'm keeping the pizza. And I'm keeping the nachos as long as I'm keeping the nachos.
They could be any kind of nachos you want.
Yeah, I'm keeping.
Sliders, pizza, and nachos. All really good. He says wings, sliders, and nachos. Chris, I can't give you crazy talk for any of them because I love pizza and I love nachos and sliders. I do like sliders as well. So no crazy talk. Emily.
Yes.
Which 3 are you keeping?
I would keep the wings, chili, and pizza.
Wings, chili, and pizza. No crazy talk here.
I'm surprised Terry over here that said wings, sliders, and nachos didn't pick the spinach dip with his. He just seems like a spinach dip kind of guy.
That's too bougie.
All right, so I'm keeping the spinach dip.
Called it.
That's not even spinach dip. Spinach and artichoke dip with pita bread is the food of the gods, bro. That shit is amazing. I'm keeping spinach dip. I'm keeping chili as well because I love chili. I'm keeping nachos with Chris. Man, nachos are perfect. You make them the way you like them. Nachos are perfect. Chili, oh my God, I love chili, especially the way my wife makes it. But spinach dip, oh my God, you gotta be. Y'all call bougie before I even said it. That's fine. Y'all can make fun of me if you want to. But y'all don't like spinach and artichoke dip for real. Y'all don't.
I like it, but I don't like it as much as the other shit.
On the nachos, okay, I want my nachos smothered in cheese. I want dip on every single chip.
Yeah.
And then after you're done eating the chips, you take your finger and you dip the cheese and lick the cheese off your finger. Hell yeah!
Look. I'm gonna tell you, if I get nachos, I want like the white melty cheese, and I want it on every chip. Yep. I want diced tomatoes on that motherfucker. I want jalapenos on that motherfucker. I want shrimp on that motherfucker. I want guacamole and sour cream on that motherfucker, and that's how I eat nachos right there.
I do either one of the cheeses, the white or the yellow, but the queso cheese on nachos, to die for.
Exactly.
Get me some barbecue.
Oh yeah, if it was barbecue, it is different.
With the sour cream and the queso,
yes,
I'm getting fat just thinking about it.
Now Terry said he was doing like if this is bar food. If I'm at a bar, I'm not ordering chili spinach dip at a bar. I'm not gonna do it because there's no telling what you're gonna get. I'm keeping wings, chips and salsa, and nachos at a bar. I'm pretty close with you on that, Terry. That's all you're going to get at a bar that's going to be any good. Now, the fun part. Eliminate 3, Chris. This one's hard. I did this
for me.
Like crazy.
This ain't hard for me. Spinach dip, chest mix. Chips and salsa.
Chips and salsa? That is crazy talk. I'll have none of that.
I'm not a salsa fan.
So hold up. All right. This is your list. I can't call crazy talk on your taste buds, but who the fuck doesn't like chips and salsa? Like, I've never heard that before. Emily, you like chips and salsa?
Yes.
To me, the chips are bland.
They're meant to be so you can enjoy the salsa.
And the salsa to me upsets my stomach. It's too acidic for me.
Well, look, this is your list. Emily, which 3 are you eliminating?
I am eliminating potato skins, Chex Mix, and sliders.
So
that's crazy talk.
I'm eliminating the same 3. I'm finna to be
How
real
you
with
eliminating a slider?
I don't like red meat. Like I don't like hamburgers. I don't like steak. I don't eat it. So that's a no factor to me. They are good, but they can go. Chex Mix. I'm not eating Chex Mix when there's pizza available. That's crazy talk. Get that shit away from me. And potato skins, as much as I used to love them, are just not that good unless you drown them in sour cream, and then there's too much sour cream, so they can kick rocks.
Good job, Jose.
You really gonna eliminate chips and salsa, Terry? Where is y'all's inner fat boy to where you don't eat 7 things of chips and salsa before your meal comes at a Mexican restaurant?
See, I'll get the chips with the queso dip, but
Yeah,
not
we
the
do
salsa.
that too, bro.
And the reason for that is because I can't eat the salsa. It tears my stomach up.
But wait a minute, I thought the chips were too bland for you, Chris.
If you dip them in that queso cheese, they're not bland.
This is where you'll get no crazy talk, because that queso cheese is the best. It is the superior cheese dip among all cheese dips.
Yep. The only thing that comes close to the queso dip is the Frito-Lay. It comes in a can. It's about that big around. And it's the cheddar cheese chip dip.
So
and it's made by Frito-Lay.
Yeah,
I know that. Top can.
Yeah, I know it. It's good. I do like it. But if we're going Frito-Lay dips, all right. So look, I'm choosing bean dip. If we're going with like Frito-Lay dips, man, I love bean dip, bro.
Marla's the same way. She prefers the bean dip. I get the cheese dip.
Damn. It sounds good, Terry. I'll bring it back up so you can read it. Emily, which one do you like better, like the cheddar cheese dip or the bean dip?
Bean dip.
What's your favorite though? Like French onion? Like what would be your favorite Frito-Lay dip?
You already know.
Which one? Tell us.
Just the regular bean dip.
Yes. I love bean dip.
But it has to be with the Fritos, the normal originals.
Yeah, I like the spicy, but I like the original too.
So I'm going to issue a challenge real quick.
All right, Kenny, what is it?
So Terry, the one thing we have never gotten from you, we need a college sports villains burger. Now you've listened to all of us talk about the kinds of food we like. I need Terry to make a burger based on all of our likes. Put it in the comments and send it to me personally in my messenger so I can put it in Grok and see what kind of picture I get out of it.
Yeah, do that for us, Terry. I want to see it too. But Terry's right here. Like, why would it have Chex Mix? I didn't make that image, by the way. Why would it have Chex Mix instead of cheese sticks? Because if to Terry's point here, he says French onion is his favorite. It's not mine. If you take Chex Mix off this board and you put on cheese sticks, which I love, it changes the trajectory of this 150%, because I'm probably gonna leave chili out and then go with cheese sticks, nachos, and spinach dip if that's cheese sticks instead of Chex Mix.
If that's cheese sticks instead of Chex Mix, I'm going pizza, cheese sticks, and sliders. And with my cheese sticks, I'm dipping them in ranch and not the marinara.
That's just disgusting. I'm not a ranch guy, bro. Like,
that's
first
fair.
of all, marinara is the shit. I love me a good marinara, especially when it's hot. You get it heated up. Oh, that's the best. And you go to places like Capri's Italians, they put meat in it. They put meat in the marinara and then warm it up and serve it to you. That shit is good. That shit is real good.
I like the marinara, but I can't eat it because it's too acidic for me.
Ranch is a weird alternative.
So I have to make do, to have my dips because certain things I just can't eat.
So, what do you eat on your wings? Ranch or blue cheese?
Ranch.
That's crazy talk.
What you talking about? That's what I eat.
It's crazy talk every time you do it. Look,
we just don't have to fight.
Good. I like fighting. A good blue cheese though is hard to beat. So okay, I get everybody has their preference. All right, I know Emily's. I'm gonna let her tell anyway. But Chris, you have a crisp salad, not spinach leaves. We'll do that next. But I mean lettuce-based, delicious salad with eggs and ham and tomatoes, everything that you like. What dressing are you putting on it?
I'm choosing between 3. Depends on my mood of the day. It's either going to be ranch, Thousand Island, or Catalina.
So I can get down with everything but the first one. I already know what Emily's going to say. Go ahead, Emily. It coming to a point. We're coming back to you, Chris. There's a reason I'm going to let her say, and then me.
Mine 1,000% is Thousand Island.
Hers is Thousand Island. Mine, Chris, is French. Catalina, French, whatever you want.
Catalina, French, yep.
I'm choosing that 100 out of 100 times, bro. Like the ranch is crazy talk, but I do like Thousand Island and I really love French. So you kind of hit on all of what we like as well. Because a good French dressing, it sometimes, Chris, when they get the hot French dressing, you know what I'm talking about, and it's heated up a little bit, the Catalina, the warm Catalina dressing. Oh my God, that's so good.
Yep.
Let's see. The problem with that is Emily's not going to eat a spinach dip burger. Like I promise you, I know this woman, and she's not finna eat that. I'm gonna eat it. I think it's a great idea. Blue cheeses for wings, correct, Terry?
Whatever.
What's that?
Whatever.
Look. I like blue cheese.
That's why I buy it for you.
I know you do, and I appreciate that.
And I buy ranch for me.
You do?
And it's quite literally, I do not like ranch, but with wings, that's the only thing I have to have. It's the weirdest shit.
Well, I don't know. I'm not really a ranch guy. I'm trying to upload this image. I want to do this one before we go. I eat ranch on one thing and it fails. What is it that I'll eat ranch on, honey?
Pizza.
No.
Really?
He would not ruin a pizza with that.
No.
Breadsticks.
Is it the buffalo chicken sandwiches you make?
Yes. I knew you would know. Yeah, buffalo chicken sandwiches. I get chicken tenders and I toss them in buffalo sauce, and then I put ranch on top of them. Oh my God, dude, that shit on Texas toast. Yeah, that shit is good. Thank you, honey. I knew you would know.
You're welcome.
That kind of tones down the hot with the ranch, so that makes absolutely perfect sense how you would think that's great.
I think you would like it. He said top with Chex Mix. So yeah, I like the Ken's. That's the one she buys for me too. The Ken's Steakhouse blue cheese. Boy, I 100% agree with you, man. That shit is awesome.
Ken's is the shit.
Yeah, it is. It really is. So wait, before we do that one, hold on. Before we do that one, let's do our final FAFO. Chris, I laughed. I can't remember if I sent it to y'all. If I did, just re-enjoy it. I laughed so hard I cried, Chris.
He watched it like 6 times.
Literally, tears were filling my eyes. I haven't laughed like that in a good minute.
Happy 4th of July, motherfuckers! This is Superhuman TV Show. Today I'm gonna get hit with fireworks. This is for juggalos and juggalettes. Do not try this at home, and I hope you like it. Whoop whoop! Light that bitch up! Fuck this shit! Ah! Fucker! Ah! 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 Fuck! Ah! Ah! Oh, shit! Ah! Ah! Fuck! Ah!
I just fucking can't, bro. Like, this motherfucker has me cackling. This motherfucker was in a fetal position crying at the end of it. That shit
That cry at the end sounded so damn fake. I'm just saying. It sounded fake.
No, that boy was distraught, Chris. He was like, let's go. Boy, that first one hit him. He said, ah! I was dying. Hold on. One more time.
Happy 4th of July, motherfuckers! This is Superhuman TV Show. Today I'm gonna get hit with fireworks. This is for juggalos and juggalettes. Do not try this at home, and I hope you like it. Whoop whoop! Light that bitch up! Fuck this shit! Ah! Fucker! Ah! 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 Fuck! Ah! Ah! Oh, shit! Ah! Ah! Fuck!
Look,
I wonder if his last name was Ingram.
I know, right? That did seem like Kenny right there, man. I'm telling you right now. Oh my God. We talk about play stupid games, win stupid prizes. Boy, that is the best one. Chris is in a whole new world, apparently. A nod to Aladdin there. A whole new world.
I was trying to look for where he commented that at. I can't find it anywhere. That's why you have to send it to me in Messenger.
Oh, see.
I have no idea where he commented on it.
I thought you had just got into some gummies and got lost in space for a second there.
No, my name's not James.
Hey, look, James be having a good time. So we were on the show, me, Brandon, and Chris. Me, Brandon, and James. We were doing the wrestling show one week, Chris, and he had his big glasses on, and we were coming to the end of the show. And in his glasses, I see him with his phone scrolling Facebook as we're on the show. I'm like, am I boring you, James? He goes, no, what you mean? And I was like, well, I'm literally watching you scroll Facebook in your glasses right now. Oh, but this one, all right. So for me, this one is super easy. I don't drink, so cocktails can go. Outside, if cocktail is going to be the one that has to go, you have to choose a different one. We'll just all assume cocktail's going. Chris, which one do you eliminate?
So let me start off by saying I don't drink. I'm 6 years, 1 month, and 2 days, or 1 day, 6 years, 1 month, and 1 day sober. My better half, Marla, just got her 6 year sobriety on the day before yesterday, on the 6th. Wanted to give her a shout out. Super proud of that young lady and the work she's done to maintain that. It's not been easy for her. They talk about NA and AA and all this stuff. She works her steps faithfully every day. So for me, the cocktail's going. But since he laid the ground rule, if the cocktail goes, you got to pick something else. Meatballs. Give me the corn dogs and mozzarella sticks.
I got you. Emily.
So I'm keeping the cocktails. I'm keeping them. So I'm getting rid of them balls because those things look disgusting.
The meatballs?
Yes. What kind of balls did you think I was talking about?
Look, this is going to be a clean sweep here. First of all, meatballs are nasty as fuck. I already told you I don't like red meat anyway. And now it's just a ball of nasty ass red meat with some nasty looking sauce. No, meatballs can kick all the rocks. It has to go.
So the boy just informed me he washed himself in the sink.
Oh, well, that's
yeah, what the heck?
Yes. So I'm going to ask you this. So not only do you keep one instead of one has to go out here, it also has to be your main supply for food for a week. Which one are you keeping, Chris?
Which one am I keeping?
Yes.
Corn dogs.
Corn dogs?
Mm-hmm.
Emily.
Yes.
Which one are you keeping?
I can only keep one.
Only one.
The damn cocktails.
Cocktails?
Yes. Just because of this right here.
So he says corn dog sodas. So do I. Look, man, you get a nice crispy corn dog and you get some ketchup and some mustard on the side to dip them in. Man, I could eat corn dogs once a day. I could do that if I had to, especially those honey golden ones.
If they were the breakfast ones, yes. Those, no.
Nah, corn dogs. Have you ever had the honey crunch ones, Chris? Corn dogs?
Yes.
Man, those are awesome.
Fire.
Yes, they are. I love them. I love them. So real quick shout out to the 58 people watching right now. We appreciate that. That's live right now. Really cool stuff out there. Appreciate each and every single one of you. So I guess
got a treat for you, Andrew.
Go ahead.
Go to media assets. Look at the overlays. And there's an image in there for you.
The burger?
Uh-huh.
Yeah, I'm not eating that.
Nah.
Nah, I'm not eating that. Like, if it was avocado, maybe, yeah, but that look no. Hold up. No, sir, I'm not eating that.
The first one's got more. The first one's more appealing than the second one for sure.
So, all right. So the first one it looks like a burger, chili, and baby puke. The second one looks like Doritos, baby puke, a burger, some chili, and more baby puke. That does not look appealing at all. However, if we are looking at the first one, and let's just say that's avocado, and I know it's avocado, the first one definitely looks better. A burger, some chili, and some I could handle.
No, I need that cocktail now.
I love avocado. Let's see. All right. Spinach dip was supposed to be inside.
Yep. I copied it just the way he sent it to me, and that's Grok is not. AI is a wonderful thing, but sometimes Grok doesn't understand simple instructions.
Yes. I have a blast with Grok. But anyway, so what we'll do is we're going to the Final Thoughts theme song tonight while I work on things, because I am Meta verified now under a business account, and I do have things where I'm allowed to play some stuff and I'm not allowed to play some stuff, and I'm not sure where that falls into that. So I'm not going to play our normal bye Final Thoughts tonight until I can get that fixed, because this is lots of eyes on this now, which is going to be because we're Meta verified. Final thoughts, Chris.
So just a few minutes ago, I mentioned my sobriety, my better half's sobriety. Addiction is a disease. If you're struggling with addiction and you need help, my inbox is open. I can search for contacts and places for you to go to get help. I can make recommendations. I'm willing to listen to you talk about your problems. But definitely take addiction seriously. If any kind of addiction, drugs, alcohol, whatever it may be, please consider getting yourself some help. Recovery is worth it.
For sure. For sure. Emily, thanks for being here tonight. Final thoughts.
Daddy, Mom. I love Daddy, Mom. I love Daddy, Mommy.
I love you too.
He's giving the final thoughts for me, I guess.
Hi. He loves his daddy.
I love Mom and Dad.
Mom and Dad. Mom and Dad.
That's right. Alrighty. Well, thank you for your final thoughts. For me, my final thoughts are just as always. We do everything for one reason, and that's for our Lord and Savior Jesus Christ. And as always, Matthew 24:13.